It's good stuff,
Cabin
buddy.
boy on the ark. Wow.
Wow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Just Domestic. Tonight, we do not have the Scotsman, so the domesticated foreigner will not be joining us. But there is a few people out in the side chat. But if I could ask one of our panel members, Battle Bean, can you give us the Pledge of Allegiance tonight?
Absolutely, sir. If you guys could please take off your hats and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Gentlemen,
Thank,
start your engines.
thank you. Oh, we got some of the usual suspects here in the room. The Deer Watcher, how are you doing?
Oh, doing okay today now that I'm got warm because sat outside all day yesterday. I did come in for a nap, and when I did come in from the woods, I looked right across from the goats, and there's 5 deer looking at me onto my porch. Yeah, I should have
So are
just hunted
so
from the
are any
porch.
of those deers looking at you from the freezer?
No, I haven't shot nothing yet. I told you, I'm only going to shoot something if it's big this year because for me now, when I shoot a deer, the work afterwards is pretty painful. So there's going to be either two very young people here to do the work, or that deer's got to be really big. And then I'll take it somewhere where they're going to be so in awe of it that they'll just volunteer and do all the work for me. But thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for coming. Mario, the sexiest man on YouTube, Battle Bean. How the hell are you?
Well, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm doing well, man. I'm just hanging in here, and thanks for the invite. I always appreciate it. And I'll shut up now. That's all I got.
Oh, you sound damn good, damn good. We've got the bowling man himself, Kingpin. How the heck you doing?
Doing quite well. Thank you for having me. Good to see everybody tonight.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. The professional amateur himself. How's he rolling?
Good. How about yourself? Thanks for inviting me. Looking forward to a nice Sunday evening. That's all I got.
That is one way to clean a deer for sure. If you got enough kids to run around and collect the meat after it starts dropping, also. JH586, how's the man with the best beard on YouTube?
What's happening, guys? And I'm that title is rapidly slipping away from me over to your side of the world, buddy. Here in Georgia, we have no snow, but we have political ads out the wazoo. I want to thank you for sending me a link. Thank y'all for having me, and thanks for putting up with me in advance. So let's have a good time.
Yeah, political ads up the wazoo in your area. Well, it's so important now in your state. It can make or break the Senate, and so I can understand why they're pushing so hard on both sides.
And both sides are pushing very hard, and they're not tending to tell you what their plans are. They're telling you basically how pitiful the other side is. So, like I was telling y'all before we went live, you got one side bashing, then the rebuttal comes up, and they're bashing, and uh, before you know it, man, you're sick of the whole process, and you don't want to vote for anybody. And y'all have heard me say on this show before, I'm tired of having to pick the lesser of two evils to vote for, and I want I want somebody that I can vote for, and somewhere Ronald Reagan sitting around chuckling, saying, "Do you miss me yet?" And we're saying, "Yeah."
Yeah, there's definitely majority control of the Senate. It's gonna be a heavy, thick fight, and I don't know how the left is just really gonna try and push this one out, because they know how valuable that's gonna be to them. But it needs to happen. It absolutely has to happen. It's going to be one of our last salvations, in my opinion.
Well, if you don't mind me saying so, what we're seeing now is at this point, we got Joe Biden showing up making political ads for both of the Democrats, and you've got Vice President Pence is making political, not ads for TV, but showing up and campaigning for Loeffler and so forth and so on, and Purdue and yeah, so it's getting pretty hot and contested. And what we're seeing is Joe Biden is coming on TV and promising a $600 check if we can get these Democrats in and they'll have control of the Senate. They can get that passed. But from what I'm understanding from the talking heads on the news channel this morning is the next stimulus package is pretty well passed. And while I'm talking, Blue Heeler 260, try Western Ramshot TAC or H335 would be your two best bets.
That's a way to sidetrack somebody.
Yeah, not to change the subject, but when a reloading question comes up, you know.
Tell him save it for Friday night. Yeah, the best stimulus will be opening up the economy. Everybody get back to fucking work.
Absolutely.
Problem is they're gonna.
So the stimulus check is now down to 600. What happened to the 1,200 that the Republicans were trying to get through?
I don't know. All I want to know is the stimulus package is $2.4 trillion. Okay, so that's $2.4 trillion now. How much was the last one? 3 or whatever, 1 point something. So we got all this $1 trillion, and how much money went to the American people?
The stimulus package that they've got right now is only about $900 billion. The one that Trump offered was over $3 trillion. The one that they were trying to get him signed was over $2 trillion. Now they ended up cutting who knows how many millions and billions of dollars off. That's why we're only going to get $600 because it's only a $900 billion some odd dollar stimulus bill. So not only did Nancy Pelosi refuse to sign a $2+ trillion deal, she passed a deal that was completely chopped up.
Yeah. And I just keep seeing small businesses closing
Well, see,
every day.
That's what I think is the difference of what Kingpin is talking about the one that Trump was proposing. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is just the way I understand it, and I'm not by no means ever right on politics. But I think he had a lot of money in for small businesses to stimulate the economy, and even major corporations to protect jobs and get people back to work. Whereas he had very little, if any, stimulus money going to actual people. It was more for business and that kind of thing. Whereas the one that got signed, the 900 billion, had pretty much nothing for business, and everybody's getting a $600 check. Now, tell me, do I have that right, Kingpin? Is that the way you see it?
I mean, that's pretty much the nuts and bolts of it, yeah. Then, there's all kinds of other stuff, but for the most part, that's pretty accurate.
Oh yeah, you gotta throw in the pork for this vote and that vote and so forth and so on. All politics is local. Remember what I've been telling y'all. If you want those Iowa congressmen to vote for it, you got to give them their subsidies for their corn. I'm telling you, all that kind of stuff works in, man.
Hey, didn't the LA restaurant where LA mayor died after he shut everything down? Didn't the owner of that get $2 million in the PPU loans? Didn't what's his name, that Olstein guy, that freaking
I don't think she got the loan from the state. She ended up getting it from a private bank.
no, the PPU loan is not basically a loan. It's a free money. You don't have to pay it back. PPU is a
Oh.
paycheck
Oh, that's even
protection
better.
something.
Well, that's even better because that lady was about to lose her business, man, and it's especially in California, man. It's just getting so dumb, and it's interesting because now people are rebelling. Even the diehard Democrats are not really believing what Gavin Newsom's telling them, man. And it's starting to become very interesting times here, which is in a way it's good because I really think that people really need to see what a tyrannical governor can do to the fifth largest economy in the world, and that's exactly what this guy's done. And now we continue to lose so many millions of dollars because of the stuff that he keeps putting, and the ones that are hurting are the small businesses, and he doesn't care about the small businesses. He only cares about the major corporations and trying to keep them from going to Texas.
Well, we have a similar governor in New York, so you're preaching to the choir, brother. And more people are questioning. Like there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, what a great leader" on the beginning. I mean, I was actually on his side on the beginning because he took charge, but the way he took charge was being a goddamn dictator. And I'm guessing more and more people get infected with the COVID, or they know somebody who got infected with the COVID. So now they see the whole thing is bullshit.
Yeah.
You can get over it. It's really not that bad, and all that. So I'm guessing that's why all the
It's
more
like
people.
it's like this
Yeah, go
whole
ahead.
thing right now that's going on. They're trying to put a freaking campaign to get all the minorities to start taking the vaccine as soon as. I mean, the vaccine hasn't even come out to the general public. It's only going to the medical personnel, but they are already pushing it. There's all kinds of ads coming along. Make sure when there's your chance, you take your vaccine. I'm like, fuck that, dude. You know what I'm saying? People are not buying this shit because in reality, you stop and think about it. A vaccine, it does not generate within a year. Some of these things take years for it to surface, and all of a sudden, it's automatically 95% effective. I don't believe that bullshit.
Well, never mind that. Why would you need a vaccine that's 95% effective when the survival rate is 99.7%? You got better odds just getting sick. So, there's just not enough time. There's not enough time for testing. So even though they're saying whatever the hell they're saying, how effective, but there's so many different people. Eventually, there's gonna be issues. Not to mention the virus is gonna mutate. How come the flu vaccine is only 64% effective, and they've been working on it for how long? Yeah, Jason Stewart's right. 200 million times 600 is 120 billion. Where is the money really going? That's what I want to know. And I want to know what the last money where they went. It was nice to get a little stimulus check, but I'd rather be just working and making the money.
Yeah, but actually, we are not. The population of the United States is close to. It's at 300 million. But I mean, even at 300 million, you're right. It doesn't make sense. So, good point.
Yeah, but it's don't forget it's gonna be different. It's gonna be for the adults and for the kids. Like last stimulus check, my kid got screwed. he was too old to receive something as a kid, and he, since he's on our taxes, he didn't get anything as an adult. So I didn't get nothing for him at all.
Well, and to bring up the whole conspiracy theories on that, there's already people that are stating that, oh yeah, the injections that they're showing are completely false. They're fake they're fake needles that retract into the syringe when pushed up against the skin, and they do secrete a liquid. And if you look at some of the videos, you can see liquid running down their arm after they've taken it off of their arm. So how much of that is to actually believe when they're doing, they're televising these injections to try and, oh yeah, everybody needs to get this done. But another one of the things that I seen is that they were going to self-certify that you've taken it, and they will send you in the mail, once again in the mail, a needle pack. So it's like a sticker you put onto yourself, sort of like a nicotine patch, and it has micro needles on it. And those micro needles will puncture the skin and put in the medication, but it also puts in a tracker so that they can look at it with certain types of lights to be able to see if you've actually taken it or not. So,
oh hell no!
When
you're gonna start tracking
when I
me?
was a
Shit,
kid,
fuck that.
there was this big talk about eventually the government's just going to put a chip in your skin, and that's how they're going to keep tracking you. And so with this nano needle, it will actually submit an isotope that they can see underneath a certain amount of light. So no, it's not going to be, yeah, we must see your papers to get on the airplane. It's going to be, let's see your wrists so we can scan you.
Well,
I've heard a lot of different theories on it.
Well, Pfizer vaccine needs to be like minus, I don't know, X amount of degrees. That's how it's got to be stored. As a matter of fact, there was a whole batch that went to Alaska and went bad because it wasn't cold enough. Figure the only fucking thing that's not cold enough in Alaska. And so why? And this theory is about nanotechnology, and usually that's combined with low temperatures. So who the fuck knows? Wouldn't surprise me. But on the other hand, they need to justify how they're gonna end this whole scam. So you know what, no, for all I care, for all I know, the vaccine could be saline, and they just need to give it to enough people, and voila, virus is over. With a 99.7% survival rate, who the hell will know? Like what will the vaccine do? It's gonna go from 99.7 to 99.8 survival rate. Is that it?
What's really sad is this whole thing that they keep throwing this crap about. Hey, this thing is safe, and we're gonna put every doctor to put it in there just so you can see that it's safe. It's a bunch of crap, man. I just I don't see it. I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not getting the shot. That's for sure.
Being a married man, I got some suggestions where they can store it that's very cold.
I got serious problem though.
It doesn't get much light either, right?
I got serious problem here. I got all this ammo and I can't shoot with all this snow on the ground.
Sure, you can. It just makes it harder to pick up your brass.
Yeah, or you can create your own indoor range. I mean,
I can't even get to my range. There's a big ass pile of snow, so no.
Where are those snowshoes and stuff, man?
it's not just that. I can't get there with my truck. I would have to
Oh.
block the guy's driveway literally.
How far is that from your house?
5 minutes.
And what
Mario,
would
he
you go-
drives a Ford, so he can't get there.
Oh,
I drive Ram, not Ford, so you got it wrong for one.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
that's
no, I
even
can-
worse.
Are you a Chevy Silverado fan? Silverado, I love those
Yeah.
things, huh? I was
Yeah, Chevy. I mean, hey, recommended by mechanics.
Fuck that. I don't like Chevys at all.
So the vaccine being 95% effective, who did they actually test this on?
That's what I want to know. Not only that,
supposedly like 50,000 people or something.
not only that, but did you guys see those pictures of those people that had an allergic reaction to it, or they were taking allergy medicine or whatever, and their faces all twitched up and shit? You're like, what the fuck?
Everybody reacts differently. So some people have a flu shot and they're okay. Some people get sick like dogs. So it's just, never mind that. You're going to have a reaction. You can have a reaction to any medication. It's just, I don't see the point why vaccinate against something that has such a high survival rate. That's literally just a small step above a flu.
If anything, vaccinate the people that really need it, like the old elderly or whatever the case may be. I can see that making sense, but the way they're making it seem is that they want to vaccinate the whole freaking country, and I'm like, that's over 300 freaking million people in this country. Like, how the hell are you gonna?
You got it wrong. They want to vaccinate the entire world.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, you're right. The whole world.
CNN put out about a week or so ago talking about deaths from COVID vaccinations. Certain places across the world, people have died from the shot, or after they got the shot, if you want to put it that way. This whole thing is psyops. You need to stop playing all these games, having these conversations about the mask, and then somebody's grandma gets sick, and then the mask all of a sudden becomes important to them. Whether or not we should get a shot, because none of this has anything to do with the coronavirus. It's all, and we all know it. This all has to do with the corruption in this government and this planet. All said it already. This is about taking over the world. And, yes, Dr. Evil and all that kind of stuff. CNN told us for 9 months, put your mask on, shut up and do what you're told. Get in your house, shut your business down, because what do you want to kill, grandma? What do you want to kill somebody's grandma? What are you, some kind of psycho? Just do what you're told. It's patriotic. Every governor in the country has come out and said, wear the damn mask. Now CNN puts out a story and says, so they care about grandma dying. If they really, really care, then they put out a story that says, don't worry about grandma dying because the COVID vaccination is going to be good for everybody. So the very people who told us to be scared and shut up and put your mask on because grandma is going to die if you don't do it, and you're not a patriot if you don't do it, just came out and said, shut up, put your mask on, and don't worry if grandma dies because grandma needed to die because she's a patriot. So this is all a game, and as long as we keep playing it, they're going to keep playing it.
Why are you even watching CNN, bro? I wouldn't even waste my time watching it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because CNN didn't have the balls to put that on their television show. They buried it on their website.
Hey, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Hey, Kingpin, are you going to DC on January 6th?
I'm a little conflicted about that because my mom always taught me don't go to a riot unless you want to riot. So, not saying that it's going to be a riot, but got to be ready for the potential of a riot. And I don't know. So far, I'm about 80% yes and 20% no.
I'm trying to get a couple of people to go with me. For me, it's a 5-hour drive, and I'll gladly take it. I just don't want to go by myself. If I can get 2-3 more guys, I'll go. I don't care about getting in a fight and all that. I just don't want to get arrested. The only reason I worry about that is because then I lose my pistol license.
Just don't violate any of the carry laws and get,
No, I wouldn't bring my gun. No, I wouldn't. Just in general, if we get in a fight or whatever.
if you're there and it's daytime and you get in a fight, it's probably some type of argument that's stupid and it's a punch and then that's it and somebody breaks it up. When the sun goes down is when the problem's gonna start.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be there that long.
Well, the close your businesses and stuff. I seen a little thing, and I have a tendency to slightly believe this because before the revolution, we met in restaurants, we met in bars, we met in churches, and this is how we collaborated together and became unified against the tyrannical British that were coming in trying to take away our ammunition and overtax us and everything else. We met in public places. So they started out by, oh no, we got to close down the businesses. We got to close down the restaurants. We got to close down the bars, because that's where historically Americans met to put their heads together against a tyrannical government. Anybody
Well,
got any thoughts on that?
Well, that's another thing. Nobody meets nobody in the public place anymore. Everything is done online. We spend a lot more time on the phones and all, which is on the one hand is good thing, because if not for YouTube, I would never meet you guys. But then again, if you look at the Facebook, every single post that I make and it's got something with the Trump, it gets fact checked. So I put this post that basically was praising Joe Biden, and it was completely false. Of course, they didn't get fact checked. So that's another thing. But a lot of people are basically biased because they eat. Like, I have a friend. Talking to him, it's like watching a fucking CNN. Every single one of his arguments, everything that comes out of his mouth, you might as well be talking to Cuomo. So, and it just he's biased. Like, he puts his 7-year-old daughter on the Facebook dancing, and Trump is Trump when they announced Biden won. Like, she's fucking 7 years old, you dumbass. This is not what you're using her just like you being used.
That's no different than little babies having a Hezbollah freaking shirt and got a freaking AK on their lap. I mean, it's no different,
Exactly.
Man. It's no different.
You always come up with a reason to modify it. The guy who puts his kid up there, what do you care, man? Just let him do what he wants to do. Don't watch his channel. My governor even came out and told somebody off. I guess he's been getting a hard time on Facebook. So he came out and made a statement. He's like, hey, if you don't like what I put on my Facebook, then just don't follow me. You're the governor, dude. You don't get to say that. The Hezbollah kids, too many of us spent too much time saying, we don't understand that culture. It's their culture. That's the way they were raised. If you were raised in that, you would understand.
Yeah, I think Kingpin had to answer that.
If I understand what you're saying correctly, what you're saying is a violation of our First Amendment rights.
Well, there is no First Amendment right on a private media service. Okay, so basically YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, they have every right because they own the platform. But there's also Section 230, and that needs to be repealed because all these platforms basically treat them as a whatever the word is. They basically they censor. They do not censor stuff. That's why they're protected against lawsuits. But that's not happening. I can't read that shit.
But not only that, but you stop and think about it. If this goes to court, let's say they try to take that section up, you really think those companies are not going to spend millions and millions of dollars against it because it benefits them? And the way
all we have to do is just change their terms of services, which What the point about removing it is when they change their terms of services, it'll almost collapse their platforms. And the Section 230, repealing it straight out would be a disaster for the internet. So they'd have to go in there logically and reformulate it in different ways. And then, like I said, that would cause Facebook to change their terms of services, which ultimately would have to go so wild that it just collapse their platform.
Speaking of terms of service changes, there's been one announced for Instagram, and a couple of people that we all know are jumping off of that platform. And I don't know if this is going to be all that aggressive that they're saying that it's going to be. Essentially, the terms of service is saying that Instagram can control your camera and obtain your location data and so forth. I haven't looked into it all that much, but it's one of those things that when a platform puts out something that they're going to be taking larger, longer steps in order to use more of your information, people are bound to jump off of your platform. And it's already happening.
Razor JB, I think he's Chaotic Canine on Instagram. He posted the whole article on his page and sent it to me, so I read it a little bit earlier today. And I'm one of those people that are pretty much really right on the edge of whether I'm going to delete it or not.
And I am as well. I mean, honestly, it's partially why you don't see videos coming out of me very much anymore. I'm just not putting it out into public like I was before.
There's a simple solution. You don't use your phone. You use something else and use it only on Wi-Fi. Done.
Yeah, get a flip phone.
No, what I'm saying is use like I have my daughter's old phone that I use as a camera for a lot of my videos. It's not, I can only use it on Wi-Fi. It doesn't have a SIM card, all that. Use that and only post stuff that you want. Yes, they can still get your GPS and whatnot, but that they can get that pretty much anytime anyway.
Well, I don't know. I'm taking it more along the lines of they're telling me I'm not welcome there, so I might just live for it and say, if you don't want me here, I'll just leave.
That's another option. But I don't know. I mean, you want to disconnect yourself completely, because that's the only way. You shut down your YouTube, shut down your Instagram, your Twitter, your all that. Go back to old flip phone without the GPS. That's probably the only way you would. Even there, you're probably not safe because there's enough shit about you out there already.
Yeah, I mean, you could go back and just review the Edward Snowden reports and all the interviews he gave. Any type of electronics that you're on is compromised already, no matter what. Whether you just opened it or whether you've had it for 20 years in your pocket, it's compromised. I'm not saying go back to being cavemen. I'm just saying Instagram came right out and said that we don't like you, so I'm going to take them for their word for it. And I don't want to hang around with people who don't like me.
Well,
I have
and
so much shit about me on the internet.
Chico brings up in this comment something that I didn't mention. One of the things about their terms of service is them checking your DMs. So why would any of them need to be into your direct messages?
Because it's their platform. They want to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Big brother. That's all. Big brother is watching.
Yep.
Thought police.
I mean, every goddamn movie you ever watched about the future had freaking big government, people chips in them, tracking them, this and that. So we're getting into that point. Technology is awesome. but only if it's used in the right way.
Yeah, we thought the same thing about gunpowder.
Yeah. Look at Twitter. They already said once Trump is out, they're gonna limit his account. He's not gonna be able to post. Meantime, I follow the Trump on Twitter. He hardly posts. AOC posts like 5 times more than he does. Chuck Schumer posts bullshit twice a freaking day.
I deleted my Twitter. I was tired. Dude, that's a hotbed for liberals, man. It's like, it seems to me like you're gonna get yourself into all kinds of. It seems to me like they come in waves at you. Like you can post anything, even if it's not really meant like negative in any kind of way. You just making a statement. Oh my God, they want to ridicule you and call you a feminist and call you a racist and all kinds of crap. I'm like, I ain't got
I
time
don't
for that
care.
shit.
I don't care. I like pissing liberals off. Like
Yeah,
problem with me. There's so much about me on the internet between my business and everything is online. All the pyramids, all the stuff, everything's online. Like I got in an argument with a guy on a Facebook on a Facebook market because somebody was selling, I don't know, Honda Civic '96 with a 200,000 miles for like $5,000, and I commented to the guy that he added way too many zeros. Somebody else ripped into me. Then he goes and posts the review, one negative review I have for my company on the house. Meantime, there's 10 positives. So he posts that one negative and tells me what a bad businessman I am and whatnot. And he threatens me that he can post all the permits I ever pulled. I was like, go ahead. I got nothing to hide.
Jason Stewart, that's why I use a Hortney lock and load, because my press is red. It's not that Democrat look.
Hey, Daniel, do you have a jitterbug?
No, you?
Oh, no. But I'm thinking about getting one because it's got big buttons so I could see it.
I hate cell phones. It just
You
puts
do?
too much of my information out there for the world to get a hold of.
Yeah. You're probably right.
I mean, they sell insurance now to protect your deed to your home from somebody stealing your house.
Oh yeah,
online.
I seen that. That was crazy.
How
That
ridiculous
was
is that?
crazy.
Where somebody can go online, get loans on your house, or sell your house to somebody else. It's like, really?
Yeah.
How realistic is that?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard of some instances where somebody's house was actually sold, but the issue was that the house was already on the market, and this guy posed as the owner, and he ended up selling the house and getting the profits from it. I was like, wow, that's fucking nuts.
That's why I live in a small.
Sounds like hell moving in, though, right?
I find it hard to believe. I mean, if you own the house outright with no mortgage, that might be more so. But if you have a mortgage, I mean, banks have it freaking backed up, so there's just no way.
Nowadays nothing surprises me, man. You really think about it, nothing surprises
Well, you're
me.
right. It's 2020, so yeah. If the goddamn alien ship lands in my backyard, I'd be like, yeah, where were you all this time?
I know. Ask him if he brought beer from his place.
The courthouse is 8 miles from me. And the people there, I mean, the courthouse for the county, when they recognize you when you just walk in.
Yeah, but Daniel,
I'm glad I live in the country.
telling you from the experience, okay, nothing's like it used to be. So the last house I sold in June, there was no closing. We didn't meet. There was none of that. People actually lived in the house for 3 days already when I finally received my checks, because everything went to my attorney, and my attorney moved to South Carolina. He's still my attorney because 90% of the shit is done online through DocuSign and all that shit anyway. So, and he wasn't able to deposit the checks into my bank account because there's no Chase Bank around him. So So he had to mail me a physical check. So people were in the house for 3 days before I actually got paid. And,
Wow.
and that's another shit, right? So I got the checks, and these were actually Chase bank checks. So I went and deposited them. I mean, I'm talking almost 600 grand. They went
Wow.
in, they cleared the account almost instantly the next day. So now I had to cut a check for my partner. So I wrote the biggest check of my life of $475,000.
Good Lord.
So I wrote a check, and he uses a Citibank. So I personally went into a Citibank branch, deposited the check into his personal account. So this was on Friday. Saturday, money was gone out of my business account, and it took a week until the money appeared into his personal account. That's how fucked up the banks are.
Wow. You know, breaking news, guys. Today is actually the birthday of the Space Force.
Yeah.
It's already 1 year since it started. Beat
So
me up,
is there-
Scotty.
Is there actually
If
any?
you're a member of the Space Force, you are now going to be called, it's been official, you are now going to be called a Guardian.
Guardian of the Galaxy.
Oh, not a space cadet.
No, a Guardian.
No, that's when you're in boot camp.
Yeah.
You're just a space cadet when you're in boot camp, but once you graduate, then you become a Guardian.
So where's boot camp?
Did you guys watch that show on Netflix, Space Force? There's actually
No.
a show. It's pretty good, pretty funny.
No,
the guy
no,
from
no.
Office plays there.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know, I don't want to give too much shit because my son-in-law might be part of the Space Force. Not be funny
Where's the
shit.
recruiting office for the space cadet, Mario?
No, they go to the Air Force. So he signs up as part of the Air Force. And he's got to do his Kumbaya basic training up at Lackland. And after that, they assign him to the Space Force.
You should make him go to Navy boot camp. Live
Come
a
on,
ship.
man. How are you
Live
guys
on
going
a
to be
ship.
called?
That's more realistic to being in a spaceship.
Shit, man, you guys, the Coast Guard's got a harder fucking basic training than you guys do.
Oh,
The Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, really?
Come on,
Yeah.
dude. What I'm telling you, man, Coast Guard got a tough basic training. I was watching, I was like, wow, that's almost like Fort Benning.
Well, I can understand you because
Yeah.
I mean you were in the Army, so
Yeah.
not like you've been in the Marine Corps. Now the Marines got.
No, I'm
Marines
go-
got-
Hey,
I'm
you're
gonna-
not a prime.
I'm gonna second Battle Bean because my cousin he got hurt in the basic training trying to get into Coast Guard.
Yeah, Coast Guard is hard, bro. The Home Depot crew, man, they know how to work it hard over there. I call them the Home Depot crew because they always wear orange.
Now whose press makes more noise? That Dylan or the sport?
I couldn't hear you because Professional Amateur had his thing going. What do you say?
Okay, I said whose press makes more noise? Professional amateurs or mine?
No, Professional Amateurs, this shit is loud.
Well, yeah, but he's turning out more rounds, I believe.
No, well, yeah.
That's why I'm being courteous and I mute myself whenever I load.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's got that 650 going like crazy. Hey, you should put a counter on it just like Uncle Jim does on his stuff so you know how many rounds you've done so far. Because you got to count everything.
Yeah, I don't count nothing.
You don't need a counter. I put 100 primers, I load 100 rounds. So I look at the number of empty boxes of primers, I know how many rounds I loaded.
Yeah. Must be nice.
I count the boxes by the brick. I don't count 100. Let's count by the brick.
Just in case there is an auditor watching, tonight is the CZ P07 in the Urban Gray. Just in case there's an auditor watching.
Mr. Allenby Pro, do you think you should go against and check out the side chat? You know, it's been pretty active.
And by the way, it is loaded, and there is one in the chamber. Yeah, there has been. Vanessa Kitty, Red October. Glad to see that knife throwing fucker in here. G23, Blue Healer, been out there the entire time. Jason Stewart, V-Board, Kyle Lusk. Just scrolling up through the chat is Pistol Pete, Chico Wise, been out there making cookies. It's that time of year. That time of year for dang sure. New York Outcast, the gun-loving grandpa out there, Pony 47. Yeah, lots of scrolling needed. Mystic Guns. I think I mentioned G23, but I'll mention Rich White instead. Rich White was out there throwing words around and kicking ass, taking names. Bearded CB was out there. Yeah, there's still quite a few people out there.
If you guys are not sub to G23 and the New York Outcast, you should. They do all these chats quite often. Pretty entertaining. They talk about a lot of shit. They seem like cool guys. I was watching them last night.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, there's a lot of new YouTubers that I've been catching on that are doing a lot of good chats. So it's always good.
The channel, you put stuff up?
Yeah. Nah, the one that's gonna put your ass to sleep is fucking what's his name? K24. Oh my god. I had to come in the chat and say, hey dude, putting people to sleep, bro. But he's a good dude, man. I really appreciate it. Hey man, quit showing off with your primers, man. All right.
These are empty boxes.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. You guys are kind of making me sad. I actually have not been able to load any small pistol in a while. Yeah, quit teasing me, Daniel. You bastard.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can't find any 10mm brass. I used to buy this shit on Etsy. I would buy a 9mm brass. I would buy 3,000 already clean, ready to go for about $90. They want $98 for 1,000 pieces of 9mm brass now.
Wow,
Man,
that's crazy.
Daniel's just
Yeah,
trying to
screw
get
that.
himself off the stream.
Mhm.
Just box after box of primers, you rotten bastard.
I hate you.
Hey, that's not like 2 months worth.
Don't let me go to Ohio. I'll jack one of them fucking things out of your dungeon over there.
Has anybody bought ammo? Very little. Very little. The stores around me have a limit on what you can buy, and you have to hit the store right when they're putting it out on the sales floor. If you're not there at that time, you're not going to get anything at all. And because I never actually advanced to loading 5.56, that's what I'm pretty much buying right now. Is if I can get a hold of 5.56, that's what I'm buying.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, the price isn't ridiculous. It's not, definitely nowhere near super dirt stupid, but it is more expensive.
All right.
Yeah.
Val, you said you need 10mm brass.
Yeah, Val says he needs some.
Okay.
I don't really
I can-
need it, but it would be nice to have some because I have a 40 round so I can
He
load.
needs it. All right.
But I'm
Daniel, he needs
not.
it.
I'm not shooting that much 10mm right now, especially being a winter. But I have a little bit. For me, reloading is not just about. It's a hobby. I'm bored. I go in the garage and I reload. Like I have
Yeah.
a shit ton 9mm, so I don't want to load that. Sometimes I go start loading 223 or 5.56, but I have a shit ton of that too. So then I get into cartridges that I don't shoot a lot. I loaded like 500 45 long Colt because somebody gave me projectiles. Somebody gave me nice stuff.
Okay, because I can say I can get you plenty of 10mm.
Jamie, look at this. That's why I was asking about 4570 because I want to buy 4570 and I want to load these.
Oh, this is what you need.
What is it?
It's
Oh,
Ogden H4198.
I have a powder. I'm not worried about powder. I have the bullets too. I just don't have a gun.
Oh, bullets for the 4570. That's Hortney Monoflex. I shoot 250 grain bullets. Let me take this out. Right there.
Are you guys not looking or talking to each other?
Why?
I'm showing you, though. Here's the bullets.
That's exactly what Val
Yeah.
had just a second ago. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Well, you said you didn't need the powder, so I figured you needed the bullets.
No, I got the bullets.
Okay.
You know, I want 4570 so I can. So I don't have a gun. That's why I was
you don't
asking. That's why I was asking if I can use same bullets as I use for 45 long Colt.
Yeah, as long as they're .458 caliber. I mean, 458. So yeah, that's good.
So, but anyway, Daniel, I'll take some of that 10 millimeter of your hand if you have some. I'll never say no to brass. I had a bunch of it, but when I sold my Colt Delta Elite to my cousin, I gave him all the brass.
Okay.
And then for some reason I bought another one.
Yeah, it's once fired, the primers will still be in it. So
I just need a little bit. Maybe like 200.
what? That's not even worth the shipping.
All right, and then whatever's worth the shipping, I'll pay you back for shipping.
No, I'll send it. I'll send it. I'll do like a package I just sent out where it cost me $8.50. It's probably going to be somewhere between 400 to 600 pieces of brass.
Appreciate that.
So Val, again, what projectiles are you thinking to load for 4570?
These are Hornady 250 grain XTP, .452. Somebody gave me 200 of these. I loaded 100 for my governor, and I was gonna load this for 4570. But
yeah, 4570 is a bigger diameter. I think it's like 457.
It's .458.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I think you got the same one there. It's .458.
No, these are 452.
Oh, that's too small.
Yeah. All right. Then I'll load this for the 45 long Colt then. Because I told the guy to get me the all weather, the all weather 4570, the side loader. So hopefully they'll be here, but I gotta figure out how to pay for it.
Oh, wait a minute, you're buying a Marlin?
Yeah, I think so.
They tend to kick more than Henrys.
Yeah,
I'm a big guy. I can take it.
You still want a Marlin. You just do.
Yeah, an old Marlin, yes. The new Marlins, go Henry.
Let's back up and let's give Ruger a chance with Marlin and see what they're going to do with it. I think they're going to be much better off than what Remington was doing to them. But I'm trimming 5.56 these are the nickel plated. Those are washed, sized, trimmed, and ready to load. I ain't got primers in them yet. And these are the brass ones. I got that many right there that I'm working on right now. And I got this many left to do, and then those big old plastic containers you buy pretzels in at the Walmart. I got one of those there to trim up.
I tell you what, you put a compensator on a pistol. It sure does blow a lot of dirty gas back in.
Your mic is acting up there, Daniel.
Well, that's probably my Sonic Clean.
The what?
Sonic Clean right behind.
Well,
Oh, got it.
yeah, you might want to turn it off, dumbass, while you're on the chat.
I'm cleaning guns.
Come on, common sense.
So some of the big news this week was the DOJ and the ATF now after the pistol braces. It's not just that ATF, the DOJ is actually doing it with them. This is still under the Trump administration. Anybody want to get into this can of worms?
I bet you Trump doesn't even know about it, nor does he care.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now, the actual gun laws are the least of his problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And quite frankly, you know what? I can't have that shit in New York anyway. I can't have the air pistol. And you guys were making fun of me all these fucking years. So serves you right.
Well, my thing is that everybody used to always laugh at me about all the stuff here in California. Well, guess what? That same crap is coming to a town near you.
Coming
That's
to
why
a
I
neighborhood near you.
reload. That's why I reload and I stock up.
So they want you to just, yeah, we're now considering it an SBR, but because we're nice, we're going to waive the fee. All you have to do is register and provide your current name and address and blah, 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 creating the registry. We know historically exactly what every government in known history has ever done with a registry. Isn't it supposed to be just entirely illegal for them to create a registry to begin with?
Not only that, but then if you guys want to look at a registry and how that works, look what happened to Australia.
Canada, Germany, 1930s. Yep.
And look where that got them.
Yep. Boy, I'd hate to be somebody young just starting out nowadays.
Yeah.
When they get our age, they're just going to be living in a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, we're all going to be doing live chats from freaking group homes and stuff. Hey, man.
Well, what they did in Czechoslovakia after World War II, they basically went door to door and convinced people not to register their guns, but pretty much give them up. And people did. People did because they believed in the whole idea of socialism. They gave up their guns. So basically, when I grow up, hell, when my father grew up, there were no guns. Absolutely no guns. The only, if you were like a hunter and you had to belong to a club, then you can have like a hunter rifle. Everything is highly regulated. No pistols whatsoever. Even the cops would leave their pistols at the police station. Nothing like having home. But I guess some people kept the shit from the World War II and just kept it hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I grew up, I didn't grow up around guns. Even my father, God rest his soul, he never understood that. He was like, why would you need a gun? Only bad guys have a gun. That was his mentality.
I think we could look at this slightly different. Instead of this being the worst time for a kid to be growing up, this could be the best time for a kid to be growing up, because they can see what's going on. We can teach them what's happening, and then we can show them how to stand up to it and how to defeat it. Or we could just lay down and die, and then they're screwed. I think I
I
have
look,
a little bit more confidence in us. I think that we're going to set this ship straight, whether it's in our lifetime, our generation, or the very next one coming up, or whatever it is. I don't think that these communists are going to take us out. AOC and Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden's not going to destroy this country, not on our watch. I mean, what do you think? Do you think are you going to let it happen? So let's look at let these children see us. Let these children see us defeat this nonsense.
Right now is
I
how much time do you have to spend with your kids when they're not doing homework or not on the internet or playing some video game? I mean, how much time do you actually get to spend with your kids during the week?
Well, I don't
I
have
try
any
to
kids.
I try to spend some time as much as I can with my son because he's gonna go back to college. So he works for the UPS 5 to 11, and during the day he works for me. My daughter, I can't really talk eye to eye with her. I told her the other day that she's the reason I quit smoking, and she's the reason I keep drinking.
Well, the reason why I ask this is because during a normal school year, your kids are in school for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So, and you're just relying, I mean, not specifically you guys, but most people, their school's a babysitter for them. And when they get home, they're supposed to be doing their homework. But if they're not, they're online playing games and all that. They're getting their opinions and minds formed by other people. And we already know a lot of a lot of educational systems, not all of them are bad, but most of them are heading downhill really quick, where they're having their opinions and everything formed by total, people you don't even know.
I just love when Kingpin speaks because you have people that they see the glass half full, but you got people that see the glass half empty, and Kingpin he sees a glass that has enough room for the booze.
The world
You got a
needs
glass, whether it's empty, whether it's full, whether it's got a drop in it. You got a glass, you got potential. I think that we got a cup that's overflowing. Right now, our cup is overflowing, and with 50 cups are overflowing. There's all kinds of people, regular, everyday people, that I said we're going to stand up and fight against this stuff. You can't burn Chicago down for 9 months and not piss people off. You can't shut these businesses down over the COVID and then let all Walmart stay open with 1 million people inside and not piss people off. Regular, everyday Joe Schmo Americans that the left thinks that they're going after, and us on the right think, this mystical thing in the middle here. All those people are regular, normal people just like us, and they don't want to see blue-haired people putting up roadblocks and taking over 6 blocks of Seattle and nobody doing anything about it. Taking dumps on the street, all this kind of stuff that these leftists are doing, and we're allowing to get away with it because we don't want to just go out there and make them stop, because that's, what's the answer? That's not really the best way to do things. Regular everyday people are suffering from this kind of stuff, and they see it. You don't think regular everyday Joe Schmo sat down behind his ham and eggs this morning and saw $900 billion stimulus, $600 check? What happened to the 2.5 trillion they were talking about, yesterday? Normal people are seeing this stuff. The left will destroy itself. A bunch of leftists are leaving that nonsense because they can't keep up with how many genders and what level of race you're at, and your sexuality puts you here or there. All of this nonsense is pushing people away. We're winning this. It looks nasty, it's tough, and it's rough, but we're winning this big time.
I hope we win it in Georgia.
I hope so.
And the Georgia thing might be a black eye. We might take a punch to the face, and this one might swell us up a little bit. Donald Trump not getting back in the office, if they cheat us and eventually get away with it, however, that's going to be a real busted lip. But it's not going to knock us out. It's not going to stop us. And I've heard people talk forever and ever. Well, when Joe Biden gets into the office, or if Hillary Clinton was elected president, we'd fight more because the enemy's in the office. I'm waiting to see all of those people get fired up and start talking more, doing this. Like what we're doing right now is effective. If one extra person comes in and talks about this to somebody else, this is the ground where we need to start at. We've taken over the media. G-Webs talks about it all the time. We are the new media. Just Fox News proved who they are. We all knew who they were, and they just went ahead and proved it. So we know we can't trust the mainstream media about anything. That's why we come here and ask Alan what's happening in Iowa or you in New York and stuff like that, because we're who we can rely on.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they hadn't countered upon. There is a lot of actual truth in media out here if you actually look for it. If you're lazy and you don't look for it and you turn on the TV, you're going to get fed whatever they want to feed you. Out here, it's the real world. We're going to tell you exactly what's really happening.
Well, not
did you
only
hear
that,
about
but
that big-
It's happening to us. It's happening to the regular people like us.
Oh, did you hear
Yeah.
they're having a big problem with these monitors that are monitoring these videos and chats? The company's having a huge problem with them because after a few weeks, they start forming the same opinions that we have. So they get rotated to another part of Microsoft or Google.
good.
Censorship is out there. The reason that they censor everybody's video that talks about COVID, or the reason they censor everybody's video or post or whatever when they talk about the election, is because they're trying to hide the truth. Now look, if Donald Trump was just making it up and Sidney Powell was just making it up, they concocted this whole election thing with no evidence whatsoever and no standing whatsoever, why wouldn't Joe Biden come out and say, prove it, jerk? Here, right here, you've got hours of live TV. Prove it. And when Donald Trump can't prove it, they could mock him forever, and it would destroy MAGA forever. Same thing with you showing your gun on TV or whatever reason they censor us. If it's because it's dangerous and all that, they could just show it and say this is what you don't do, or mock us if they think we're lying. But they censor us because they know we're telling the truth.
Then, King,
Question for you guys. Does anybody do press checks like this?
no.
What's exactly the point of a press check?
People that own Glocks.
No, I mean, every time you grab a gun, you look at the chamber. So it's just the way. I don't care if I grab it out of the safe. I know it's empty. I look in the chamber. So you carry a gun, same thing. You before you put it on the holster, you press check. You make sure you got one in there. For example, where we shoot IDPA, the place where I shoot, it's a hard range. You see, like all these other clubs, you go unload and show clear. We don't do that. We stay hard the entire time. You just can't take the gun out of the holster unless you shoot it. So if you're gonna reload, you do what's called administrative reload. You keep the gun in the holster, pop the mag, put a fresh one in, done. But every time I get to the line and before I go ahead and make ready, I go and press check, make sure there's a round in the chamber, and that's it. And during that weirded press check, that's just accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That's some tactical retard came up with that shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen. I don't like talking crap about the Israelis, but they got some crazy ass fucking training that they do, man. They have a tendency of not having a round in the chamber, and then they do this jerky fucking motion to put a round in the chamber, and they do this whole twisted crap like the Spetsnaz do. And I'm like, the hell y'all doing, man? Y'all gonna mess up your back doing that crap. I don't get that, man. I don't know if you guys ever get a chance to watch the IDF do their pistol drills. You mean like, hey, kill me?
The key word is training. Like Russian spec ops, for example, carry with the empty chamber as well. But the gun is up here on the chest, and they have a specially designed holster. So instead of pulling the gun up, you push the gun forward, and as you do that, it charges the gun.
I just don't understand what's the purpose of it. You know what I'm saying? If they're trying to do it just to prevent a negligent discharge, I can see that. But to be honest with you, I don't want to be messing with my gun when I got all of a sudden I have somebody shooting at me. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
the IDF, I mean, they got full auto guns, and they're in cities. You get a negligent discharge with a full auto in the city, you're gonna have a lot of people getting hit.
Yeah, but then again, I watched the series. What the hell? What are they called? Those medevac guys in the army.
You talking about the medevac?
No, there's a word for them. PJs.
The PJs? No, those are
Yeah,
parajumpers. But
The
they're
parajumpers Air Force.
yeah, that's the Air Force, dude.
No, there was like a whole series about them. I watched that
Yes, it's
in
the
Afghanistan,
PJs.
and at the base they carry the M9s with the empty chamber as well.
Well, but that's also directed by the chain of command. That has
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's not uncommon. It all boils down to training.
Rules
I
of
get
engagement.
it. I mean, to me, it's I think to me it doesn't make sense, because my thing is when I got shot, I don't want to be messing around my damn gun. You know what I'm saying?
Well-
as soon as I get that first round coming at me, I want to throw 10 at your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure when they go into combat, it's all locked and loaded. It's a different
It's
story.
always locked and loaded. But my
Yeah.
thing is you get to the point where you just it's all muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? It's all muscle memory. So yeah, but it's good times, good times. I do miss it, but don't miss getting shot at.
Being that CB says PJ is Air Force Corps man. They cannot engage unless they are patient being directly attacked. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what.
the
that was
PJs
cool.
are more than just a courseman. They're more advanced. They're kind of similar to what 18 series medic in special forces would be. Like these guys do like serious, life saving stuff just to get that person over to the cache or the casualty. What do they call that thing? Basically,
Casualty
to the
collection
hospital.
point.
Yeah. So, some of these guys have more advanced training than a regular Navy corpsman or an Army medic. They're just more advanced. If you look at their motto, they have their squadron patch. It says, "So that others may live."
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, they're pretty cool. I always gave them shit because their fucking call sign was Pedro, and I'm like, yo, man, that's some fucked up shit, man. How you gonna call it Pedro? Fuck is wrong with you? And then they get all like, are you offended? Like, fuck no, I'm not offended, man. It's all good. Man.
Oh, what up, dog?
What's up, dog? And like, hey, can I call a sign? Hey, this is Pedro 15 over.
Well, did plan this one to be a short one this evening. We've actually gone over that time a lot, so gonna run through the room here. The first one I'm gonna roll to the great bearded Santa himself, JH. What you got going this week, Jamie?
I'm gonna try to put some meat in the freezer this week. I've been waiting around for a good buck, and none's come around, so we're gonna spend some time in the woods, and hopefully I'll get a video or two out here. I got some ideas me and Chico were talking about Friday night. So thanks for having me. Thanks for the link. Guys, check us out on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel Friday nights at 8 o'clock. We'll talk about reloading and other stuff. So come by and have a good time.
All right, all right. Professional amateur, what you got going?
The only thing I got going this week, this coming week, is Christmas. So I'll be working. Then I'll take 2 days off for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I'll be working again. I think I have some videos I can post. And by the way, originally today was supposed to be the last day of GoFundMe. I'm gonna put the link in the description, and I'm gonna leave it on for like next day or two until I gotta get together with Scotsman and figure out how we're gonna do the drawing. But hopefully we'll be able to do it before Christmas, and there's gonna be a lucky owner of nice 1911. The GoFundMe is up to about $6,500 plus the cash money I have, so we're about 7,500. Not quite 10 grand I wanted, but close enough. So that's about it. Thanks for having me, and if I don't see you guys, have a Merry Christmas.
Kingpin, you got anything going on this week?
No, nothing special. Just work and regular everyday life. Thanks for having me. Always a good time to see you guys. Really good conversations, and glad to be a small little part of it.
Always an honor. Always an honor. The sexiest man on YouTube, Mario the Battle Bean Mosen.
I forgot to add something.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna leave a link for Rich White. Rich White's gonna be live next, so go check him out.
All right.
Hello, Rich White. Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to the chat. You notice I'm shutting the hell up because I don't want to upset people. No, but what I got, Danny, you crazy ass. No, what I got going on, man, I just got like 3 job interviews this week before Christmas. So hopefully I get an offer and get off my lazy ass and stop being in the home. I'm really tired of being home anyways, but other than that, and just reload.
Is one of them a Walmart greeter?
No. That would have been my dream job, but Pedro took it. So we had to do something else.
That's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I hope the Taco Bell picks you up.
That's right, man. Make a run for the border. Yeah. So yeah. No, thanks for having me. Like always, brother. I appreciate the invite.
The deer watcher. You gonna kill anything this week? You gonna video anything this week?
I don't know. Maybe Christmas I'll make a video. Christmas Day. Yeah, but it probably won't be hunting. It'll probably just be down there shooting some steel. And the last time Scotsman was down here, we shot about 300 rounds, and we didn't even do a single video on it. We just burnt through the 9mm and had fun in the snow.
Dude, you are so loud anyways, because every time you do a video, I can hear you in the background yelling. So kind of glad you didn't do
Well, my wife just texted me. She said I'm loud too.
Yes. You are loud. Still love you though.
All right. Thanks for having me on there, Alan. Guys, nice seeing you.
Man. Oh, actually.
Thank you very much for coming. Man, this week I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out and do the thing that I wanted to do this week or not. I'll find out as the week progresses. Next week, I don't know if we're going to do a Christmas show or not. If we do, we'll do it. If we don't, we won't do it, if that makes any sense. But other than that, man.
Actually, I got a quick alibi before we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to congratulate the Army Black Knights on winning the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. We beat Air Force, so Army strong, baby. So we got.
All right. Yeah. Other than that, we're going to end, as always, with the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. And I, as in usual form, for the one, the only, might as well be. Woo!